Hello, and welcome to Stocks and Tarot. On this channel, we explore the world of finance through the magic of tarot. At the time I'm making this video, the stock market is taking time to catch its breath after a recent and very startling banking crisis, which was triggered by the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. You know, the saying goes that the Fed raises rates until something breaks, and it looks like with the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, something finally broke. But a week or two and a few other collapsed banks later, including Credit Suisse, I might add, and the market seems to have digested this latest banking crisis. That particular brick on the wall of worry seems to have been replaced with the new fear of a possible credit crunch coming soon to an economy near you. That and the looming recession that everyone has been talking about for what seems to be the longest time, these two items seem to now be top of mind for market players. And to top it all off, bearish sentiment is at a historically high level. Needless to say, there seems to be a lot of doom and gloom out there these days, and that makes me wonder, will the stock market see a recovery in 2023? What does the tarot have to say? I did post a video at the beginning of the year based on what the cards had to say for 2023, but I always keep in mind that the future is not set in stone and nothing is guaranteed. Things change, stuff happens, and sometimes events take a different course. But I do think at this time that it's worth checking in with the cards to see if they tell of a shift in energies that may have happened over the last number of months. So here we go. For this reading, I did my usual 3-card spread, plus I pulled an additional 2 cards for clarity. I also included the card at the bottom of the deck. And here's what the cards had to say. So the first card was in the recent past position, and the card is the Ace of Swords reversed. Now, the Ace of Swords reversed, keywords would be lack of clarity, confusion, miscommunication, hostility, arguments, financial mistakes, lack of direction, dishonesty, misuse of power, unresolved conflict, self-doubt, closed-mindedness, and a lack of focus. Now, the Ace of Swords in the recent past position, to me, represents the recent state of the market and as the banking crisis has unfolded. You know, mistakes were certainly made at Silicon Valley Bank, which triggered the banking crisis in the first place. There seems to have been a colossal lack of focus happening at that bank. The Ace of Swords here suggests that the market has been wondering where this turmoil could lead, and we have seen investor confidence dissipate and upward momentum fizzle out since the crisis started to unfold. There has been a lack of direction in the markets for the last while. This card suggests that fear and insecurity have entered the psyche of some in the world of finance, and that folks might be wondering if recent banking woes are coming to an end, or is the instability going to continue? Moving on, the current situation, and the card I pulled for the current situation is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And when the Queen shows up, the Queen of Pentacles shows up, it indicates, she indicates financial instability, money mismanagement, materialism, hoarding, selfishness, failure, carelessness, penny pinching, poverty, manipulation, lack of practicality, neglect, greed, lack of nurturing, a lack of generosity, and sometimes she represents an inability to manage resources. That's interesting. Now, here's another card speaking to financial mismanagement. The recent banking crisis was triggered because of mismanagement and an inability to manage resources at Silicon Valley Bank. You know, in an upright position, the Queen of Pentacles represents stability and prosperity, but in a reverse position, she indicates carelessness, a lack of stability, and financial hardship. This would be an accurate description of the current market, I think, at the time I pulled these cards. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is very generous, and she worked very diligently and patiently to achieve the wealth that she has. To see this card in the reverse position indicates a hoarding mentality and suggests that perhaps money is not being put to work in the market as much as it could be. The Queen of Pentacles here might also be saying that there is still a lot of worry about what could be hiding on the balance sheets of other banks. This card indicates a defensive stance in the markets at this time. Moving into the near future, the card I pulled for the near future was the Sun. And this was, needless to say, a very good card to pull. And when the Sun shows up, you can think of happiness, success, optimism, vitality, rejuvenation, progress, joy, confidence, clarity, truth, enlightenment, openness, a strong financial situation, positivity, freedom, enthusiasm, and fulfillment. Now, just when you think you've had enough of dark clouds and gloomy sentiment, along comes the Sun. It's always a good day when the Sun appears, and like I said, this card is a very good omen. The Sun is a positive card, and it represents hope, abundance, success, and positivity. The Sun indicates a new beginning, and that is underscored here as this card appears in the near future position in this spread. Now, the Sun suggests that there is hope for the markets in regards to a recovery, and that a period of growth and prosperity may be just around the corner. The Sun tells us that we should remain optimistic about the future. You know, the Sun also shines a light on things, making them visible and out in the open. Since this is such a positive card, perhaps the markets will decide that there are no more hidden surprises in the banking system and some of the fear might start to dissipate. If so, that would be positive for stocks. Now, I also pulled 2 clarity cards for this reading. And the first card I pulled was the Knight of Swords. And this is an interesting card. The Knight of Swords is assertive, direct, impatient, intellectual, daring, focused. He's a perfectionist. He's ambitious. Look for big changes and opportunities when this card shows up. Other keywords would be quick-witted, impatient, impulsive, intellectual, daring, rebellious, and brave, courageous, forward-thinking, champion, hero, soldier, leader. You know, the Knight of Swords is often associated with action, determination, and a strong sense of purpose. And in the context of the question for this reading, the Knight of Swords suggests that there will be or has been swift action taken to address current challenges facing the market, and that those involved will be motivated to find solutions. The Knight of Swords is also associated with quick thinking, assertiveness, and a go-getter attitude. To me, this card represents the Fed and the U.S. government quickly stepping in to support banks during the recent banking crisis. This card may also indicate that there will be more clarity and a lot of action and movement in the markets in 2023. The Knight of Swords sometimes speaks to a tendency towards, impulsivity and haste. But in a financial spread, the Knight of Swords can represent a positive upswing in finances or big opportunities coming. You know, perhaps the bulls will finally see enough evidence that the market is recovering and start charging forward. It's hard to say. Ace of Wands. Now, this was reversed, was the other clarity card that I pulled. And when you see this card, think of delays, creative blocks, disappointing news, loss, risky decisions, stopping something, slowing down, a hesitancy, delayed or missed opportunities, hindered growth, self-doubt, wasted potential. It can speak to burnout, frustration, being stuck and bored, predictable, a lack of initiative, and a lack of a lot of things like a lack of passion and assertiveness or enthusiasm or motivation, or even a lack of fun. Whereas the first clarity card on the Knight of Swords speaks to action, movement, and clarity, the Ace of Wands reversed here, however, says that unfortunately all this forward momentum will be hindered by obstacles and challenges along the way. Sometimes this card speaks to a lack of direction and hindered growth. While setbacks and delays may be frustrating and sometimes demotivating, in the context of this spread, these setbacks should be temporary. Now, onto the bottom of the deck. And to me, the bottom of the deck represents hidden influences and hidden meanings. It sometimes also speaks to market sentiment. And the card at the bottom of the deck was the Knight of Wands. And this is an interesting card. The Knight of Wands keywords would be adventurous, action driven, energetic, impulsive, charming, ambitious, passionate, warm, exciting, courageous, fearless, confident, independent, a hero, success, risk-taking. Sometimes the Knight of Wands speaks to being hasty or hot-tempered. It can speak to travel and finishing what you start. The Knight of Wands is associated with enthusiasm, confidence, and courage. And in the context of the question for this reading, the Knight of Wands may indicate a renewed sense of energy and determination in the market moving forward, and that market players might be more willing to take a risk-on attitude. This card indicates a bullish sentiment bubbling just beneath the surface of the current market. Now, the bears had a good run in 2022. This card might be signaling that the bulls are eager to take over in 2023. In the context of this reading, the Knight of Wands also suggests that there may be hidden influences or motivations that could help drive a recovery. Maybe this could be seen in the form of innovative ideas or new technologies or perhaps market trends that could have a positive impact. After a long period of confusion, lack of direction, and financial setbacks, the cards are indicating that perhaps a renewed energy and momentum is at play. The cards suggest that the markets will still see some challenges and uncertainty, but the Sun card in this reading says that hope, happiness, abundance, and good times are just around the corner. Add to the mix the energies of the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, and the answer to our question, will the stock market see a recovery in 2023, seems to be a solid yes, at least according to the tarot cards, that is. But only time will tell. Well, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this content, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Your support is very much appreciated. Thank you again, and see you next time.